Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Last Caretaker and many fantastic things that came to us. I'm gonna start from something, in general, it's not about this patch, it's about like the multiplication or, let's say, how things came to be together. Since the last patch after the weathers were added, I'm recording this intentionally during the, let's say, whole thing, by the way. After they added the weather things, solar panels have completely lost kind of their purpose. They are still good, but typhoons now produce so much more power because of that fluctuation in wind that I really do not wish to ever look at a solar panel again. And the reason these are not producing that much power is it's because I have, look, I have this much power. And I can't carry more power. The part that is missing there is because there's two batteries here that are not connected to the grid because of the lighting there. Yeah, so these things are going up to almost 60 kilowatt hour power production. So, wow. That's number one thing that I had to say. Like, it's like two patches coming together. By the way, it has been like this since the last patch, but now in this patch, this is making more sense because we have a power-hungry whale, a hungry hippo, three of them that are going around, and it's fantastic. The graphic, the waves, oh my god, the waves. Since this patch started, like, I started using a stabilizer because, no, I am not dealing with this, man. Like, look at it, the mine is, see? That is something that does not, like, do... Oh my god, that just got bugged. That was so bad. Come. There's shiny here. Come, hit yourself. Look, it's beeping and booping. Yeah, this should not act like that. But since the patch, like, changed, like, these waves have been so annoying and the graphics has been so good that, honestly, like, off camera, I'm doing a lot of going around to gather holograms, to see what was added, to... By the way, I have like a station here. Like, this is one of the habitat nodes. I usually come here to change, like, check the combat things. And yeah, I saw this. We have wiggly doors. In general, by the way, physics has been like, I'm gonna talk about all of these problems in the next video, because this is not just affecting the doors and so on. This is because of the graphic changes they made to the game a little bit. The optimization that they were talking about. But that's another video. Anyway, and let's start from the bread and butter of this patch. Mr. Recovery Grinder, and don't mind the mess, there's a reason. So whenever I'm like making a video, I do a lot of experimentation in the background. Like these were for checking out the floating mechanics. Yeah, because these two objects are the only objects in the game that actually don't float. They go directly inside the water to the deepest of the water. Anyways, let's talk about Recovery Grinder. This thing, I made a whole complete video about it. Amazing thing, but what I think right now is that at this point of the game has become big enough that you guys and my feedback actually is required more than ever for this game. It's not just about this, it's about a lot of things, because we did not really have that much, let's say, resource consumption and resource consumption, let's say, assimilation and accumulation and so on and so forth. But during this patch, a lot of heavy stuff were added to that, add a little bit of load to the players. Like, Hoarder players are having fun, man. Like, some of you guys have like 5,000, 4,000 iron just on your ship right now. But well, some people like me who had to like not scrap everything like from 0 to 100% because of time problems. Iron has, for example, become a problem, so we have to actually bring other resources, scrap them, get them, and this added actually a good combination with the Eden platform. If they released this thing like singularly, I would have definitely done a single critique video about what is this thing. But because of the Eden platform, this makes more sense. But again, that's I have a lot of things to say about this in the next video as well. This is one of the most critiquing. Like, some of you guys are gonna hate me because of the things that I will say about the games like this state, because I have too many unsatisfactions, even though I'm happy with the patch so far. But basically this thing gives, you give resources, you take resources back. I have a full video on it, you can watch it. I tell you what resources you get for what, per 100, and even how much oil you receive for each of them. And yeah, if you're wondering, like, this is a literally recovery grinder setup. You can actually make this, and carbon dioxide will just make carbon fiber. Carbon fiber drops in this. This produces plastic. Plastic drops in this, and this completely like recycles some of the oil, like some of that you're using on your ship. It's very minor, by the way, but I like the idea that I can make that now. Aside from that, the trees, birch, I sadly do not have alpine and cherry trees, as you guys said in the comments. I did not even know they existed until you guys told me. And I made a garden here, but the garden is actually not, like, I only have the pear trees here right now. The only reason I'm having these is, this was a very good land, very organized garden, by the way, but because of the patch it just got demolished after one ride, let's say. There are several reasons for it, but again, not the video. The pears has been added, birch trees have been added, the cherry trees, I have not seen them, so I can't really say anything about them. But in general, adding the gardening mechanic to the game actually like pushed me into like changing the whole setup, plus the energy consumption. Like, this patch in general was one of the most, let's say, heaviest patches on our inventory. And I love it. Because actually a lot of the content that have been added are late game progress things. So at this point, I think it was a good patch in general regarding resource management and resource consumption. But graphically speaking, like, trees that before were just, let's say, whenever they were decaying, they would just disappear and become a seed. Now it's not happening. Now the trees really die. Now the trees have really good graphics. Like, there's a reason I'm standing here, because this is actually a fantastic view of the ship. Even though like it looks very bad from the bottom, it looks very good from the top when you're riding the ship. Kinda it does. And yeah, like this patch actually, one of the things that it brought to the players is I think that it sorry, it messed up our calculations. For example, we all had like options like, oh, do I want distillation tower, and do I want oil on my ship so I get like 20% more, 15% more range on my ship? Do I want to go like me, like full diesel? Then suddenly they nerfed the distillation tower. Yes, the nerfing of the distillation tower is another byproduct of this patch, because oil. So let me tell you one thing. I don't like the nerf, but it makes sense when you think of how plenty and how accessible the oil now is because of the Veil. Because we can get oil from 3 different spots in the map, plus the refinery, that's 4 spots. The nerfing of this thing was fantastic. Adding more energy production to the Typhoons, fantastic, good combination. Then having a distillation and a recovery grinder, fantastic. More stuff to do, more stuff to optimize, and so on and so forth. So in general, it was not a bad decision. But I will say what I want to really say as a, let's say, bringing this all, what I'm saying together at the end of the video. But in general, let me tell you this. Everything that has been happening in this patch needs feedback. So I think, like, one of the, like, I say please, I am really here appealing in front of you and saying, please let the developers know about your problems, about resource consumption and the nerfs and the buffs. Because at this point, you guys are deciding the future of the game. These kind of changes to resource management, to oil distillation, these are not things that the developers can actually do on their own. They will do the first, they will take the first step, then because you guys, we are all playtesters, now it is actually like a time to give back to the developers and tell them, okay, so look, I now, because of this distillation, I have this problem. I would like it to be like this tad higher. No, I like it. That's enough. Like, they need feedback about the problems, about the nerfs, about the buffs, about the ocean, about the movement of the ocean, about your FPS, about your FPS drop, and so on. We are at the critical moment of the game is getting so close to the release that you guys are going to be one of the biggest parts about this game right now. Let me tell you that much. And aside from that, let's move on to the next item on the menu. The Mr. Scanner. Yes, Grid Scan 2000 was also added in this patch. And this thing, it shows basically what is where and what is connected. My ship is very messy. Like, I am not a OCD person, let's say, at the least. But this allows you to actually like see what is working, what is not working, how much HP do you have left on your thing, how much capacity do you have left, how much power is being kinda produced, kinda. You can see it. You can see the connection, and you can see like which grids are working. But because my grid is actually like overclocked for the light, like this kinda messes it up. But from this, for example, we never had the chance to actually like look at these. Look, the dehumidifier that are not working, or the one that's sending water around, you can actually check it out. This is not that useful during like when you're on your ship. Like maybe you can use it for, let's say, your Lazarus setups, your Exodus setups, and specifically if you have sockets. You can really manage your sockets in a good way. But for example, for me, my ship is a full circle, one circuit for every resource. So if I connect a single power line here, it will connect me to the entire ship. Entire ship, and I mean entire ship. I am not joking. If you connect a single line, for example, like here, it will send it to all. From my productions to all of my these, the ones at the other side, and the ones at the bottom of this thing. Yeah, all of them are connected on my ship, so that thing is actually not that useful to me. But especially if you're making sockets and so on, this thing can be fantastic for you. You can also see your power levels, your petrol, your oil levels, your fresh water levels, and so on and so forth. And it's fun to look at, let's say, at the best. But again, I would like to have this like as an interactive map. See, the interactions here, I know, look, even if you are on a TV or remote controller, it takes time for something to actually like, let's say, see, yeah, like you press on, it turns on, you press off, it presses off, right? But well, it is fun and all, but not every player can actually notice that. Yeah, not every player can actually notice this, and it's a little bit, yep, can you give us tooltips, please? Tooltips would have been very fantastic for this thing. Well, again, then we would be jobless if there was too many tooltips, so I can come here and say, yeah, you can click that and actually make it, like, turn on and off. Like, I can't. The content creators need to eat as well, let's say. So, thank you for having no tooltips, but no thank you for not putting tooltips at the same time. I'm an honest man. I'm an honest man, okay. And then the next item that we have was, where do I start? Where do I start? Let's actually go, one second. Okay, I have to actually like pause the video so I can increase the volume of the music in the game. Oh my god, the cassette player. The cassette player is actually one of the things that was added in this patch too. So you can basically load cartridges into it, you can loop it, you can shuffle it, and so on and so forth. And it will play music for you. The tracks are awesome. So far I have found only 10 of them. But let me know in the comment section how many more you have, and by pressing V you can just change. It's a good addition. And you know what's this good for? Look, see this? Now this is good game design. it already really felt good when we were, like, let's say, picking up the phone. So if you're not in the cabin and you go outside, the sound was muffled, kinda. But now that we have this thing, I have my boombox. Yeah, let's go, like this. And I think one of the things that was intended, or maybe it should be, like there, like, do you see this patch behind this thing? And this thing should be magnetic, but it is not. So I hope they magnetize the back of this thing, because I will like who doesn't want to just throw this around and it sticks to a wall and then take out a gun and be like, yeah, boy. At least I do. Me and my boombox just booming around the world, yeah. But in general, it's a fun thing. Quality of life matters a lot in games, and I am a fan of quality of life because, look, new features add to the depth of the game. Quality of life adds to the how smooth the journey is for you. How much fun did you have during that journey, and so on and so forth. So I think, don't get me wrong, everything, the Veil is awesome, this thing is awesome, but in my opinion, this is the best thing that was added to the game. Because this will make a lot of people's games more fun and more intriguing towards like going into different locations in the game. That's what I think, at least, about it. Then, the next one that was added, you guys know the Veils. I will actually fly to one of the Veils now, and then we're gonna go to Peshon, actually. 1 second. Alright, say hello to the beast, because it really is. And this thing is fantastic. Right now, I think it will need a little bit of feedback too, because the amount actually consumption of electricity is a little bit too flowy. Yeah, you load it with 100 electricity, while you can load it with just 40%, and it will bring you back a full tanker, and it still keep moving. So I think maybe it should have like charges, like not like just a lever. So when you press the button, it uses like 40% of the energy, goes down, comes up, you have 40%. But the moment you leave that thing on, it just eats away at your electricity and just goes and brings back the oil for you. And in general, if you have done the quest, there's a quest in Omega Nursery, you can do it. I'm not gonna tell you how the quest is. Maybe you wanna, well, not exploit, like, spoil it that much. But basically, add electricity to it, and even if it is from you, it can go under the water. And it is not going to be enough. Oh, it comes back out of the water, and that's it. And pro tip, if you leave like this thing out of it, like this thing squirts things out of itself when it has nothing to do. Yeah, and starts emptying the tank. So just leaving this on it will actually make it not spill out the oil that it has. Think about the ocean and all the fishes that do not live under the sea. You're gonna hear about, remember that? You will hear why I mentioned that in the critique video. It's the next video that's coming tomorrow. But in general, there's like 3 Veils. One is here, one is near Exodus, and one is near the, like, the starting thingy. Yeah. But I think it's a fantastic thing. But the fact that we actually... No, okay, I can't say anything about the story because it's gonna spoil it. Ah! No. Great thing. And aside, now that these motors that were added make more sense, by the way. Because, number one, because of the waves, because of, let's say, allowing us to travel as we want. I think that's the whole purpose of the past 3 patches. Like jet skis, helicopters, underwater turbos, Veils, and next time there's rafts, which I don't know what's gonna be, but these things are amazing as well. And just because of these, we can actually like do things like whee, the Durandian famous dolphin move. But yeah, dolphining around is a thing, so you can actually jump to your ship, jump out of your ship, execute underwater places, and this actually allows players, like, I've been begging for this thing, like, since patch 2. Even though, like, it's buggy, like, I don't need to be inside, like, like, you don't need to keep it inside the water for it to actually go higher speed. And, fun fact, do you see that? Do you see what's happening? When it is out of the water, it actually allows you to go faster. Today is like very rainy, so you can't actually like do it. But on calm waters, if you keep this like on the water like this, it actually goes much faster and you can go around much better. And I just realized that I've lost the veil. Oh gosh. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, I will need to pause the video and find my whale before moving on to Pishaw. Oh, is that a shark? Okay, I cannot record a single video without a Durand incident. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling them Durancidents at this point. I'm giving myself names now. Okay, I'll actually go to Pishaw so we can talk about Pishaws of this patch about that thing. 1 second, I need to find my helicopter. Okay, welcome to Pishon! Did I bring it? Yeah, I did it. I forgot that I have this or not. So, Platform Eden, Pishon, the jungle on Earth, the buggiest thing that was ever... It is not buggy, okay? It is just incomplete. So this thing has a higher level of lore, and yeah, I actually, like, if you have watched my video about just this thing, I made a full video about what is this, how it works, what problems it has, but in general, this is the first structural concept that was ever added to this game. We had machines before, now we have a structure, and this is a small version. So a bigger version will probably be like a medium size, and then there will be a big size of this, which will actually drain us out of any kind of iron and oil that we have. Can't wait. Oh, I want to cry. But in general, this platform is pretty buggy right now, and I mentioned this in the previous video too. This platform is gonna have a second quest, probably, most probably, and that quest either gets released before the last patch, or it's gonna be released at the release of the game. Because I think we're taking the babies back from the space, and we're gonna make like ozone. From the oxygen and so on that we're making, so probably a reactor that creates ozone will be added to this, and so on and so forth. But if you just made this and you're like, okay, so I made it, now what is it for? We don't know. Right now we don't know. I have assumptions. That is my assumption. We have to actually make energy, oxygen available for the habitats, like the inhabitants. The people that we sent, the Star Child. Oh god, there's gonna be World War III when he comes back. I have not made the art school yet here. He was rejected before me even applying him to it. So we're gonna have a lot of problem when those people come back to this water planet. I don't know if it's Earth or not, so I don't say Earth. But anyways, wait a little bit, give this thing a little bit of time. It's so buggy. Just make it and look at it and say, mwah, nice view. By the way, very nice views. And the next thing that was added, actually, for the first time, we got statues. Yes, finally, those things that I have been climbing over since before the helicopter now make more sense. Because now we have this Julius Caesar and little Cristiano Ronaldo, for some reason that I want to call it just that, because I've been seeing him too much around. I don't watch football, but now I'm seeing him everywhere for some reason. And yeah, we have this one, and we have this one. This is another quest that you can do. At the end of that quest, you shall receive the token of bug. Oh god, don't go Sisyphus. Sisyphus, come back. Oh, nice catch. Nice catch. Okay, you can stay here. You're too precious, I can leave him here, but for now, let it be here. Let me shine a light on your miserable life. This token is actually a memory. You can add it to one of your systems. It's a bugged memory, so you can use it over and 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 over again. So yeah, and if you want to know how to get it, well, no spoilers, so you don't get to know where they are. It's not a quest. You just go check out the statue buildings on top of them if you want to find it out. If you don't want, watch my video about it. There's like 3 videos before this one. But now we have the statues, and we can use them for creepy stuff like this. This reminds me of an episode of the Doctor Who. There was like angels, and I haven't watched Doctor Who, by the way. I just know that episode. Like, if I do this and do that, they will become closer. Oh, can I reenact it? What was that sound? Oh God! Not a normal single video. Not a normal single video. I have to do it every time. Self-made jump scare. But anyway, you can put this creepy stuff everywhere, so you can make yourself poop your pantsy if you want. To become a poopy pansy. Add them everywhere. Drop some of it inside the water. They look really creepy when the waves are going high and low. There's just like a finger coming out and then going again. But anyways, basically, this is almost everything. And, well, last but not least, let's talk about Mr. Rhinoceros as well. Mr. Rhinoceros was added to, like, in this patch too. Like, basically what this thing does, if you have some things that are close to each other, like this, it allows you to actually scrap faster without using any electricity. So you can just turn it on, you can just bam. Wait, you were at 0 energy just a second ago. How did you go to 99? Okay, anyway, this is the Rhino. You can put things together or just attack them together, and yeah, you can just click and it moves. See, like, I can take it out, and sometimes, see, look at this. See that? Yeah. Look, I stop clicking, and it still, like, does the scratching. You can actually do that to preserve a little bit of, let's say, fuel, but in general, the Rhino is an AoE scrapper. It has no differences with normally scrapping things, aside from this one uses fuel and is a gun. And by the way, I'm so proud of myself that I said that a gun will be added in this patch, and it will be different from anything else that we've seen, because we need... Yeah, watch my predictions about this patch. I've talked about every almost single thing that was added this patch. I guessed something that a gun will be added to, and it was the Rhino. And it was not even a gun, but still, I defined it well enough. But I did not expect it to be something for scrapping, let me tell you that. Yeah, basically you can use it for everything, for these and those, and like this. Look. Ta-da! Yeah, you can just go through every single thing that you have. Yeah, and I don't have a save here, so I don't mind. I'm going back home. Oh no! Oh no! I will take all of you with me! Oh. Okay, back to the ship. Back to day 1. Oh, I got biofuel from dying. Nice. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is everything that almost... everything about the patch. Let me know in the comment section if I missed anything. This has been a long video because I want to talk in detail about a lot of things. I have not even talked about all of the things that were added, or all of the changes, by the way. This is the fast version, and it has been like 28 minutes. So many things were added, so many discussions that I want to have with you guys. I hope I can become a full-time YouTuber at some point, so I can actually do live streams, so we can talk about these kind of stuff live and interactively. And yeah, say hello to my new nightmare. Soggy cable connections. My critique video is so harsh. You guys are gonna hate me for it. I'm sorry. Anyways, thanks for your support in my journey on YouTube full-timing, and as always, thanks for the likes, subs, membership, supers, and everything else. I enjoyed this patch a lot, but at the same time, it frustrated me and it infuriated me so much. On the next video, you will see me frustrated and infuriated. Happy times are over. We are gonna talk business next video. So, I love this game, so I'll give it some tough love on the next video. Thanks for watching. If it's nighttime, you hope you sleep like babies. And if it's daytime, the condition of your belly down parts is better than how soggy my cable connections are right now. I am talking about erectile